What's up, everyone? Today, we're going to cover misconceptions of a gentleman, misconceptions that people have when they talk about, think about, or try to explain to someone as to what a gentleman is. We're going to start right now. 10 tips, let's go. First things first, if you are someone that wants to get better at life, improve your health, wealth, and happiness by learning what it means to become a true gentleman, hit that big red subscribe button down below. And if there's something specific that you would like to see a video on, hit me up down in the comment section below. What goes through your mind when you hear the term gentleman? Do you think of a man that opens the door for everyone? Or do you think of a man that throws his jacket on a puddle of water so people can go over it? Or do you think of a man who bullies and demeans other people, throws his weight around, and just thinks that he's superior and more uppity than other people? If you thought of the former before the latter, nope, I did that backwards. If you thought of the latter before the former, then that is a major problem. The media and feminist groups, didn't mean to say that. The media and other groups, they try to put this negative spin on what a gentleman really is. But what the term gentleman means is completely opposite than from what people are trying to depict it as meaning today. And that is what we're going to cover today. 10 misconceptions. Already said that. We're going to start with number 10. Number 1, stick around because I guarantee you won't see it coming. Gentlemen are spineless, weak men and can be easily pushed over. Now, gentlemen are not the type of man that you can easily walk on or that will allow you to walk on them. But they start to kind of get this rap that maybe you could walk over them or you could push them over really easily because they try to help out other people as much as they can. They don't expect anything out of return for that. If they see a neighbor that needs their yard mowed, he'll help out. An elderly lady needs to get help down the stairs, he'll help her out. Any way that a gentleman can identify when his assistance is needed, then he will help out without a second thought, without expectation. He is there. Wakes up every single morning to see how he can put more good into the world than he takes out. And that is not a weakness. That is a hell of a strength. Gentlemen think that they are superior to others. Not true. A gentleman understands that he's no better than the next person. He could be a CEO of a major conglomerate, and he would still treat the people that wash in his bathrooms while cooking his food at lunch. He'll make sure that he treats them with the same dignity and the same respect that he would another CEO of the next company, because he understands that altogether we are still human beings. We still hold value, and one person is no better than the next person. So a gentleman does not think he's superior to others. I don't want to get a campfire vibe going on, but we really should stop treating each other as if we have no value. It's ridiculous.
Prostitution illegal, but alimony.
So I feel like the show Mad Men kind of has something to do with why people think that a gentleman is chauvinistic. But the role of a gentleman, a true gentleman, is to respect others and make sure that everyone that's around him are comfortable, especially women. Other people may treat women without dignity and respect because they're women, but a gentleman treats a woman the same way that he treats anyone else. He knows that a woman can do many of the same things that a man can do. Sometimes they can do them better than a man. He doesn't expect a woman to be hauled up in a kitchen all day, cooking supper, cooking lunch, making sandwiches, or doing laundry, because she has a role in the workplace as well, and she can do a lot of the same things. I keep saying that. Even nowadays, the man stays home and takes care of the family, takes care of the house, makes sure he gets things done around the house while the wife is out working, providing food on the table, putting that money in the account, and doing all that good stuff. But together, I mean, that's still, even though the man stays home and does that stuff, he's still a man. It doesn't mean that he's any less than a man, because he has a role to play in that family. He has a role as a man to raise and instill certain values in the kids, make sure that they are raised to become respectable adults into society. So even though the woman is outside putting food on the table and working, man still has a place. That man is still a man. It's a team effort, whether it's in the family, in the household, or in the workforce. So gentlemen are not chauvinistic. Gentlemen are quick to lose their cool. So a gentleman does not let another person anger them very easily. Just because someone else spouts off of the mouth, wants to be ignorant or stupid and say something disrespectful to the man, he doesn't allow himself to get angry at that man or at that person. He doesn't allow him to lash out and, cause all types of destruction around him. So a gentleman doesn't allow himself to be angered very easily. And even if he is angered, he holds on to that stuff. He does not allow himself to lash out and cause chaos and destruction around him just because he's angry. He's not going to lash out at those close to him. He's not going to lash out at those that are disrespecting him because he knows words are words, and it really doesn't matter what someone else says about you or what someone else thinks about you. It quite honestly doesn't really matter what other people think about you. It's none of your business. And respect and disrespect are two things that we have to deal with every single day by complete strangers, by people that are close to us. But at the end of the day, a gentleman's main goal, his number one priority is making sure that he gets home safely, and if he's got his family with him, he's got to make sure that they get home safely as well. That is how he is successful. If a gentleman takes his family out to the store, takes his family out to the restaurant, or maybe not even just his family, maybe just his kids, and someone starts being unruly, starts being disrespectful, starts talking out of the side of his mouth, the gentleman is not going to let that man anger him, because his main priority is making sure his kids are safe, making sure his family is safe. So he's not going to lash out at him. He's not going to punch him for being disrespectful, because if you do that, if someone is being disrespectful and you punch him, break his jaw, or whatever the case is, whatever kind of damage you do to him, guess what? You're going to jail. Because that is not self-defense. That, my friend, is assault, and you will go to jail. And then who's the fool now? He was being disrespectful to you, so you break his jaw, so he may look like a fool because he got his butt whooped because he was talking bad about you. But now you're going to go to jail. Now your family is not going to have you with them every single day. Your kids are going to want to spend time with you. Your kids are going to need you, and you aren't going to be able to do anything about it. Your wife, your girlfriend, they're going to want to be with you. They're going to need you, and you're not going to be able to do anything about that either because you're in jail. Doesn't matter what other people say. Brush that off. Keep it moving. If you have to go somewhere else, go somewhere else. It's not the end of the world. It really doesn't matter. They can think that they got one over on you, but a gentleman knows what the deal really is. Because if you ever try to physically harm, abuse, or bring death to that gentleman's family, better watch the out. Gentlemen are aggressive. Now, I am not going to tell you that a gentleman is not aggressive, because there are plenty of areas where he is aggressive, such as at work. He's going to go to work, he's going to get the job done, he's going to work hard and do his position, do his job to the best of his ability. When he goes home, he plays equally as hard. He goes outside, he lives life to the fullest, and he just enjoys life in general with his family, with his friends. He does what needs to be done, he just enjoys himself. But a gentleman is not aggressive to other people. A gentleman is not a bully. In fact, a gentleman looks down on bullies. And if there ever comes a time where a gentleman can observe someone being a bully to someone else, that gentleman is going to stand up to that bully, tell him to knock that shit off. So a gentleman is not aggressive to other people. Negatively aggressive. A gentleman must always be dressed up in a suit and tie. Look, a gentleman does not always have to suit up. I will admit, I absolutely love wearing a suit. I love dressing up, getting a little blow tie. Get a little bow tie, necktie, get a little pocket square, some brown or black leather shoes. Look, I love dressing up like that. But I tell you this also, I absolutely love my cargo shorts. I don't care. I know a lot of people tell you not to wear them. There's a lot of style channels that pretty much tell you that if they don't serve any kind of functionality, that you should burn them, get rid of them, don't wear them. I don't care. But I love a good pair of cargo shorts, nice little t-shirt, baseball cap, sneakers, maybe even flip-flops. Who knows? I'm not wearing the boater shoe. That is not me at all. The way that a gentleman acts, the way that he respects other people, make sure that he tries to help and assist others, make other people comfortable, all his actions are paramount to the way he dresses. And it doesn't matter what a gentleman dresses like. Back up, a gentleman does have standards. He's not gonna dress in baggy clothes, baggy jeans hanging down to his knees, baggy shirt, or any of that nonsense. He's gonna look well groomed, he's gonna look well maintained, but that does not always constitute having to wear a suit and a tie. I am probably gonna get a little static for that, but I don't care. I don't care. Gentlemen promote toxic masculinity. Now, I said in one of my very first videos that toxic masculinity is a myth. and that was a lie. It exists. But the fact of being masculine in itself, that is the lie. That is total nonsense. Now, the term toxic masculinity is widely misunderstood, and it's very easy to misunderstand it if you don't really understand what it means. Well, that's how things are misunderstood, when you don't understand what they mean. I'm going to put out a series of videos here in the near future that starts to kind of break down the idea of what toxic masculinity is and what we can do to try and do away with it. Because the fact is that being masculine in itself is not toxic, and we should not try to keep our sons from being masculine. But what we should do is allow our kids, allow our boys to enjoy what they want to enjoy, to do what they want to do without us thinking that certain things make them look sissy. Listen, when I was young, when I was like 6 or 7, or maybe 8, I'm not sure, I don't remember, my mom wasn't home to pick me up at the end of the day after school, so I got shipped off to another house until she got off work to pick me up. And it was a little girl's house. Listen, she was a little girl. She didn't have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She didn't have G.I. Joes. But me being the 8-year-old boy or 7-year-old boy that wanted to play, I play with Barbies. I play with the Barbie dolls. I play with the Ken dolls. I play with the little Barbie Corvette, the Barbie Dream House, all that good stuff. And you know what? I turned out just fine. But you know what? Just because your little boy plays with dolls doesn't mean he's going to grow up to be some sissified man. As gentlemen, we teach our sons to own up to their mistakes. We teach them that women are not there to serve them and to do whatever they say. And if they get turned down because they don't want to go on a date with that man, that's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean that he starts to stalk him and being all crazy and possessive and controlling and all that nonsense. That is the part that of being masculine. That is the part that is toxic. And that is what we need to eliminate. Not being masculine in itself. If we didn't have masculine men, if we didn't have these leaders, if we didn't have these innovators that were masculine, we wouldn't have a lot of the things that we have today. So being masculine in itself is not toxic. But the ideas of it that are toxic, that's where we need to eliminate. So no, gentlemen, do not promote toxic masculinity. It's absurd. Gentlemen don't have any fun. Even though a gentleman may be reserved, he still likes to crack jokes. He still likes to have fun. He'll still go out and have some drinks, but he doesn't get carried away, and he doesn't act in a way that's going to look bad upon himself or embarrass his friends or his significant other. I was at Oktoberfest last week, and I was being interviewed by another YouTube channel. Go check them out. I'll link down in the description below, The Inspired Piper. And I was dressed a little bit nicer than I probably would have been dressed for that occasion. I dressed up. I had a nice waistcoat, had a nice tie. So I was dressed up kind of nice because I wanted to look nice for the interview. But this guy that came into our group, I've never seen him before. He knew one of the people in our group, and he started passing out little airplane bottles of Jägermeister, a drink that I absolutely do not drink. Now, I've already had a couple beers, but I was still fine. I was still clear-headed and mindful. And he kept on pushing the drinks and, hey, you're going to have this. You're going to have this. I'm like, no, I'm not. So he's like, hey, we got to get you to loosen up. I'm fine. I had a blast. But those that know me know that I love to have a good time. Know that I like to dance. I like to joke around, have fun, and play and party. But I don't drink too much to where I'm going to get crazy in the head. I'm not going to know what's going on. I'm going to black out. So a gentleman still likes to have fun, but he's just not going to be ridiculous about it. I mean, do you think George Clooney or Brad Pitt don't know how to have a good time? Come on. Gentlemen are egotistic. This is another thing that, everything on this list is another thing that a gentleman isn't. But a man who thinks too highly of himself or is boastful is not a gentleman. A gentleman doesn't think he's God's gift to the world or God's gift to women, but he knows that he stands apart from the rest of the world. He knows that he has something to offer. But again, he's not going to go broadcasting it. I'm not going to go too far in detail on this topic because I'm going to make a video on this topic. A gentleman is not egotistic. Are y'all ready for this one? People are going to disagree with this one as well. But the term gentleman not only refers to men. So we hear the term gentleman, and since it has the word men in it, we think that it's only a term coined for men. But what about firemen? What about policemen? What about the postman, the mailman? There's plenty of positions, there are plenty of titles that have the role, the name, the term, the word man in it. But women also serve those titles. They also serve those positions. What it means to be a gentleman, what it truly means to be a gentleman, can both be demonstrated by men and women alike. And my boys over at Apis Dapper have coined a term, and I think it is freaking awesome. I'm going to start using it more. It's called gentle sapien. Matter of fact, go down in the comment section below. Let me hear from you. Let me hear if you think the term gentle sapien is cool, if you like it. Let me know what you think of it. But being a gentleman isn't only a term reserved for men. But being a gentleman isn't only reserved for men alone. It doesn't really matter what you identify as. Anyone can have a strong sense of style, confidence, and demeanor. But being a gentleman, being a gentle sapien, is having a self-respect for yourself as well as others. So the term gentleman does not only refer to men alone. Guys, that's it. Let me hear you in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of these 10 misconceptions of a gentleman. Let me know if you agree with them. Let me know some of the other ideas that you think people are kind of misconceived on what a gentleman truly is. I would love to hear from you guys. So make sure you comment down below. Hit that little red subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next week, gentlemen, keep it G.